froze. I'm really who the pen chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow. She can hang it up just like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Hands at me, I make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new in the machine out. Jewelry be caught like the temperature zero. I'm the hardest, they call me a hero. Heavy then they know what I be on. I'm the best, I'm the best, and you go. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. I'm the best, and you go. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's. Dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, boy, little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that at 28. Underground tapes, as my ass cap in publishing states. As we slide in the G-Ride, I've been getting criticized, it's keeping me energized. Create with a business mind, I'm from where killers reside. A wild hood, only knew goons since my childhood. Say anything in they raps cause it sound good. Don't even mean what they say, horrible outlook. Y'all ain't really about this house. Y'all was in the house with it. We don't respect fake jewelry and silly outfits. Window down, blowing out. Great tits, New York's J. Prince on Houston Street. I caught the bounce before my even bounced the beat. I took the hard way and man, it's the route for me. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black, meet Joe Black. Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? Why would I? Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable. Losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line. Do what I gotta do. Time after time, we do the impossible. You ain't made it till you got stylists go out and shop for you. You ain't made it till they put on top of you. Parading through the city, the whole block come out for you. We just getting started, y'all finna see what we bout to do. Boy, stop, you ain't here, I'm the real truth. Hunters, real blues, strips on them still new. Shopping at Dover Street, I'm dripping like mildew. They say you don't visit the hood, dog, I still do. A real one, only difference, my bill's bigger. I'm still with ya, I just got rich a little quicker. The same man, God handed me his game plan. I ain't perfect, far from it, what can I say, man? I feel unstoppable, losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line, do what I gotta do. Time after time.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos. The first weekend of autumn and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Right out of the gates, Lance going to the air. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This defense for the Broncos much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
14 yards that time and a first down on the keeper.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
McCaffrey is in. Touchdown, 49ers.
Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going. A touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
At their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson.
This is Hamler on the receiving end.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Wilson. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. This is brought in at the 21. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Another big gain or 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And some room to work. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount. Because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Shot. 17 touch.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores,
this one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football.
Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a second and short.
Here's Lance. He's got Ayuk once again.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Lance finding Ayuk there for a Niner first. Now Lance.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were able to make a catch, everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
What?
21-0 our score after 1.
Niners 21, Broncos nothing.
Second and 10.
Now Wilson back into his end zone.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson.
And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
13 yards there and a Niner first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Lance.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Fred Warner, first-time All-Pro in 2020, in on the stop defensively.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
Javon Kinlaw busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Operating from the gun, Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Thus far, they've been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 21-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Lance now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Singleton making the play defensively. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to it, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a 1st down.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Lance looking to throw it. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And Lance now to throw. That's complete right around the 8. Mike McGlinchey, the Notre Dame man, guilty on that one.
Okay, ready?
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Here's Lance to throw it. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
The Niners on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Now, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Only able to gain a couple there. And 3rd and 1 now.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
From midfield, here's Lance. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Lance now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case,
blitz coming, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Room here to run. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. Maybe the threat of Russell Wilson running the football there and him handing it off opened a little bit of a lane.
It does, and what also helps, his unselfishness.
because he's not a quarterback who's going to take it every time and pull it from the running back and keep it. He will hand it inside when the reads are correct.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He sets to fire deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
That's taken on the 25.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. He's got the hookup downfield to Samuel.
Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 64 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Gold to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
At their 25-yard line.
They'll hand this to Williams to start things out.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Javon Kinlaw, the big D tackle there to bring him down. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Play action. Now Wilson. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Play action. It's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Second down and goal. Wilson fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Going old reliable there to the
slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Try to go with a quicker guy and sometimes even get out quick there? Very difficult to match up with us.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on second and long.
Lance. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
But partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And returning it, here's Hamler.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ready? Throwing now is Lance. Samuel bringing in the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. On play action, Lance steps away. That ball caught, Brandon Ayuk. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. The Niners on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Caught by Ayuk, who is rolling in this game. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 11. Rolling to his left. And his throw is incomplete. Well, big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Now a play fake. Lance. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And now they'll throw with Lance. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 37. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like, That's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Ready?
And they take a knee. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. And they will take a knee here.